Hello everybody, this is Diane. I am going to be doing some work on the Rabbit's Adventure Journal today. I think I have the pages pretty well done on the Two Little Gardeners book. So we're going to work on this one, and I'm going to show you the covers and things in just a moment. First, I just had a couple things I wanted to share with you. Did you see my flea market haul? It was just a small haul, and I got several reproduction tins. Well, I went to wash them last night and I found all these candy bar wrappers inside this one. So of course these are reproductions, but aren't they cool? There's one more, but it fell into the dishwater when I opened the tin, and they're from 1992, so they're not extremely old, but fun, right? I can use them. The other thing I wanted to show you was, if you saw my video from the other day of the art journaling that I did in this book, it wasn't finished. That page wasn't finished because it was still wet and stuff, and I had to do something with the face that here. I had a picture of a face that was black and white and came out of a very old book, and I wiped her face right off, and so I added this picture in place of it. But after that, after I fixed it, the video went up, and I saw comments, and I wish I had seen them before, because someone, and I can't remember who, but thank you, it's in the comments, you know, you can read the comments from that video, but somebody said, a couple people said that I didn't need to fix it, you know. The quote I was putting on here is, "Some things cannot be fixed, they can only be carried." And one suggested that I just put some lace over. And I wish I had seen that, because I may have done that. But this is how it is now. I have my quotes written on. I just added a little bit of black pen that's quite light, just making marks around it. But I don't know if it's quite done yet, but that's what I did with that page. Now, moving on to these fun little journals. So I'm doing 2 Golden Book journals. I may do a third one that I'm keeping. I have the Child's Garden of Verses with illustrations by Eloise Wilkin, which was my favorite book when I was a child. So I have that out, and I've got pages pulled and everything, so maybe I will get to that one and make that one for myself. But these are the 2 I'm making to put in my shop. And I love the way the covers turned out. I like doing collages on the backs of my Golden Books. And I thought he could be ready to work in the garden. And there's always mud when you work in the garden, whether it's rained or you've watered the garden, you're going to get muddy. And I love the patchwork pieces. They're vintage squares that I had found at a flea market last year, I believe. They weren't quilted, they were just pieced and not put together. So they're perfect for cutting up and using in journals. And I added some rickrack, put a little bit of fabric here. There was a sticky bit of sticker there. And that's the inside. And I've got my pages done. We're not going to flip through all the pages, because you'll see a lot of what I'm doing as I work in the other book. But we'll do a flip through when everything is done. So now I am working on the Rabbit's Adventure. So of course this one has a rabbit theme. I used the paper doll again on the back. Her foot is cut off there. And I added a bit of the bunny napkin and another piece of that patchwork. So I have this handkerchief. I got it in a bunch of handkerchiefs that I got at the flea market last year, and I didn't know what I was going to do with him. I ironed it and I cut it with pinking shears. There's a hole right here where his foot is supposed to be. But I was thinking maybe if I trim it more, I could just glue it on here. Just glue him right down to the inside front cover. So I think I'll probably do that. He's fun. Now, I was going to fill my bottle with Fabri-Tac, and I don't have another bottle. I thought I had more, but I don't. So I'll use what's in here, and I have my Scotch tacky glue that I can use also. I have done a lot of prep. I've done some of the work already, and I've done some prep for finishing it up. So here we have some lace. I did all the sewing that I think I need to do. And I love that illustration from a children's book. I just sewed it to some scrapbook paper and added some vintage trim. And this is from a children's book. It says, "Children like to have rabbits for pets." And then I showed my Mod Podged pieces with napkin in an earlier video, so I used a lot of those. That's just glued on. So I did all the stenciling already, and I put all my Golden Book pages together with a hinge, but I only used one spread in each signature, but I'll be using the other pages for other kinds of embellishments. So this is from another children's book, or maybe the same children's book, and just glued on there. Got some writing space. Here's another of the Mod Podge items with a little sack. I think this signature might be done. A music page for Rabbit in the Hole. Mod Podged envelope. And I glued on the little snippet strip. Could have glued it on as a belly band, but I wanted it to just be an edge decoration. Did a little stamping. I had some fabric flips, and I had a couple that had bunnies on them, so I just glued that on. Added this note card and the envelopes that I had made out of children's book page. So here we have Mod Podge glassine bag and the tag that goes in there, and I think I want to add something to the tag. I have another quote from, I just have all these sentences that I can cut from this children's book about rabbits. This says, "Rabbits have soft fur." And let's find a bunny. There's a bunny. I've got the boys here today doing school. Teddy's on a break right now. He has an hour between his classes on their charter school. So I told him I was going to start a video. He's got his phone to play on. So at least I know he won't be needing me for his class while I'm doing the video. And I think I'll add some fluffy trim to that to emphasize the soft fur of the rabbits. Normally, when I do golden books, I like to make them eclectic, but it's kind of fun having these themes to work with this time. Tucked behind here is a really cute image from a Richard Scarry book. It was like a dictionary. I just love that. And I'm going to glue it to something for journaling and cut it out to the shape. But for now, I'll just tuck it in there. This is just going to be glued to the back of the wrapping paper, and this is a Richard Scarry image also from the dictionary, and it's a watering can, but there's a bunny using the watering can. So I could have used that in this one or the gardening book. I guess this one isn't done. I thought this... Well, I think I had the first signature almost done. Maybe this isn't actually the first signature. Oh no, I didn't. I thought I was done with it, but then I remembered I didn't do all of the backside pages. So I just prepped things like this pocket. So I'm just gonna glue this on as a flip pocket. This is a 4.5 by 4.5 inch square of paper that I just folded diagonally. And this was a pocket invented by Rita Donnelly. So everybody calls it a Rita Donnelly flip. And I'm just going to add a little bit of trim to the edge. And we made this pocket, this tag in a video. So that's just going to get tucked in there. It's got a rabbit on it. There's all kinds of rabbit images in this book. Some are more realistic and some are cartoony and cute. Maybe I need to use Fabri-Tac for this. I was going to tell you, today is April 21st, and it's snowing right now here in Pennsylvania. I saw my friend Roseanne, hi Roseanne if you're watching, who used to live in Vegas and now lives in Ohio, and she posted pictures of white ground. I don't think we're going to have enough that it sticks. It's been raining all morning, so the ground is already wet and the snow is probably melting as it falls. I didn't go out and look. I just saw it from the window that it is snowing. And here I just sewed a ribbon and some little bits. There's another of those little bunny fabric pieces there. And there's a pocket here with another children's dictionary image. This is just a collage piece that I made. It's been in my stash. It doesn't have anything to do with rabbits, but the colors are nice and it's cute. And there's a digital. And I pulled some pockets that were in my stash too, that I had made not too long ago, and just put them in. This is cut from a children's book, from the end paper, and this is from a piece of scrapbook paper, from an old Stampin' Up! Scrapbook paper. So there's that signature. Oh, where shall I put this? I'll move it over here. And I got started on this one. There's another Richard Scarry image. And I already had this tag in my stash, which is perfect for the colors. Some lace there. I like that little stencil with the bunny. On the other side, I put a goose. I think I need to add something here. I have this piece from Peter Rabbit. A picture of Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, the good little bunnies. Of course, Peter is the mischievous one. This is from a children's magazine, vintage. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. The end. You can see the image through that. Maybe I'll glue that on top of it. Okay, I'm going to glue this glassine bag here as a tuck spot. Their ears are long, their tails are short, and their funny little noses keep moving all the time. Put some more of this fiber in there. Somebody sent me these pretty green tags. I love them. And I used some in the gardening book and some in here, so it was enough for both journals, so thank you. And what did I put behind the other one? Oh, that one. Should have put their ears are long piece on that. So I'm going to tuck this little Golden Book Go Fish card in there, and I might put some paper there for journaling. This is a cute little post-it note with rabbits on it. Here I'm going to make a little flip. I cut this out of a children's book. I don't know the story that it goes with, but it said the bunny that had the thimble on the bunny's ear. So there's a little thimble on his ear. I just cut a little piece of paper about 1 1/4 inches wide and the same length as that card, and I'm going to fold it in half and actually want the printed part on the inside, and I'm going to glue this to that hinge and then glue that part of it to the page. And then you can flip it up and see the pretty pattern that I sewed on the back side of it, and then right underneath it. I'm going to make a little embellishment to glue to this wrapping paper. I have this tiny little bunny head that is a piece of German scrap that somebody sent me in a Happy Mail. I punched this circle out of a scrapbook paper, and I want to cut this flower out of this children's book page. I made an envelope out of this, and this was a scrap. I believe this envelope went into the gardening book. Yes, it did. Because all the envelopes that are in this journal came from Home for a Bunny, large golden book. I just wanted to add a little decoration to that page. Let me glue the bunny head down. To the circle. Then we'll figure out how we want this. This one's almost empty, but I do have extra. Got one right here already. Make sure there's no glue that will stick to this page. And I sewed down some little snippets of things there. This one's already done. Here I have this envelope, and I cut a piece of cardstock to fit it. I'm going to round the corners. Would this fit in there? Somebody sent this to me. Isn't that cute? It's a paint chip with some trim and a rabbit. I think it's a little too long, but I will definitely use that somewhere. I can just glue this little card on there. And this one is just a pocket from a scrap of scrapbook paper, and I added this image from a book. And this is from my stash of tags that I made with wallpaper. So I'm just going to put that in there, but I'm going to put some fiber through it or something. I'll just add this green one, I think. Maybe some of the brown and the green. There we go. And the final signature, I have a pocket to add. This is from the children's book where all of these little sentences came from. And there's another wallpaper tag. Not much glue coming out. The nozzle must be clogged. I love that little image. That black and white picture against that bright flowered paper, and then against the bright spring green. I think it looks cute. Let's add some pink sari silk to this one. And this is another pocket that I had in my stash with a matching tag. There's all kinds of colors in this book. The theme is bunnies, but there's no real color palette. It's just all the colors. And I just love this combination. And I thought it looked good on that paper, so I had to use it. I'm not going to add a topper to that. Looks good just the way it is, I think. Isn't that a cute rabbit? And we have pages from a Disney book in at least 2 of the journals. There's a book page in all of the journals, and I know 2 of them are from that Disney story, Grandpa Bunny or something like that. This is supposed to be here. So here's just scrapbook paper, and I'm gluing this scrapbook ledger paper down on it so you can journal on it. And then we will add this little glassine bag with a tiny little tag. The glassine bag has a bunny napkin Mod Podge to it. Here's another kind of a snippet strip. I did a video talking about making these snippet strips. I've done several videos recently of making ephemera, and that was part of one of those videos. And there's a little card with bunnies on it. I'm going to glue this fabric flip here. Get all the extra threads off. If you wanted to, you could glue some paper for writing underneath there. There's another glassine bag with a bunny. Gotta wipe that off. Their tails are short. I'm running out of bunny images. Would this fit in here? Oh, that would fit. Just use that one. And I have this card. It's got a rabbit, a couple rabbits. No, that's, I don't know what that is. A dog, a cat, and a rabbit. I guess that's a rabbit too. Anyway, they're playing hard. And this is one of the postcards from Little Golden Books. Oh, I think I was going to tuck this in there. I can put them both in. And now I'm going to make another flip with this cover from a really small Tale of Peter Rabbit book. This is from a library of Beatrix Potter books, and this came off the cover. It's just little paperback books. It all came in a box. My daughter had them when she was little, but these aren't hers. I purchased these at a flea market, or yeah, I think that's where I got them. Or else somebody sent me some, because I didn't have hers anymore. Okay, we're done with that. Maybe my daughter gave them to me. Maybe she had them. And because she gave me a bunch of children's books when she was cleaning things out. So these may be hers. I just don't remember. the lid. I guess this one here. And this is just a little place card. I just paper clipped it here. Just going to glue a flower there for decoration, just because it needs something. And this one is a smaller flip. It is 4x4 instead of 4.5. Just because that was the width of the paper strip that I had. It was 4 inches wide. And I'm going to add some lace. So I already did the work, the prep work of getting things gathered up, so we could go through this pretty quickly. I worked on these journals the last 2 days. Well, I already had all the pages cut and everything, but I did the sewing and the stamping and the stenciling and a lot of the other work, and I made the covers. Have another piece of cardstock tucked in there. Their tails are short. If I happen to have the picture of Peter, well, that one's cute. It shows their tails. Let's put that one on. I was thinking of the picture of Peter squeezing under the fence, so you see his back end. But in this one, you see a lot of little bunny tails. It's a cute picture too, though. But we need the bunny tails. Their tails are short. And I already have that one done. So let's see what we have left here. Got some more Beatrix Potter pages. I've got that card. Got a tag and that illustration and that illustration and that illustration. Got that letter R for rabbit. So let's see if we can use any of these. And this quote, and their funny little noses keep moving all the time. I think I'm going to sew that right there. I'll just paper clip it till I can get to my sewing machine. I don't have a lot of time left, so we'll just flip through and see where we can put these things. I want to use these illustrations for sure. This doesn't have anything in it. And I don't have, well, I've got this piece. It came from an old photo album. And I'm cutting these pieces 3 by 5.5. So it's already aged, which looks pretty cool. I'm not aging things. That's not 3, is it? No. I'm not aging things, but that's already aged, so we'll take it. Just put that little card on there. That's a Grandpa Bunny. You could go with that Disney story. Just add this little scrap that was laying on my desk. And a yellow flower. I've really got to clean this nozzle out. Well, I will make sure that gets glued down better so it doesn't get caught going in. I glued Mod Podged a piece of lettuce from that other napkin because it's a not a piece of lettuce, it's a lettuce seed packet image from a napkin because rabbits eat lettuce. This one is a carrot place card. I just sewed it on there. It can be a tuck spot. He's a little big for that spot. Just going to even up this edge where it was torn out of the book. And there's pictures on both sides, but there's plenty of white space around the pictures for journaling. Could tuck something in there too. I'll stick that in there, and when I go back through, I'll trim it. I need something for in there. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I think I'll glue that little guy right there. And this vintage notebook paper for journaling. Whoa. I always have trouble with a brand new bottle of the Scotch tacky glue. Try not to squeeze too much. That looks cute. Looks like a muskrat, a bunny and a muskrat. Got an old children's book from the 1930s, I believe. What time is it? Yep, Teddy's going back to class. And I need to say goodbye. This video's gone on longer than I thought. So you can see how I'm just going through and seeing what needs things added to it and sticking them down. And you will see the final flip through in the next video. So thank you for watching. I hope that you like these little bunny books, or golden books, the bunnies and the gardeners. Oops, this came out of something. So I will get these finished up and get them in my shop, and I will show them to you when they're done. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.